from the Ozarks. Folks, I have behind me a 12 by 32 wrapped porch lofted barn cabin. I thought I'd turn this video camera around and walk you through the inside of this building. So just a second. Here it is. This is a 12 by 32 wrapped porch lofted barn cabin. And that 12-foot wide is measured from eave to eave. So that's from your very outside exterior eave. Okay, keep that in mind. It's not your inside, you're not your interior. That's per Department of Transportation requirements. They need to know the very outside extreme dimensions of the building. So 12 by 32 includes that. All right, you have your wrap porch. Standard is a 36 wide door. It's a shorter door than an 80-inch door. It's 72 inches tall because of the loft that's above us here. So it's a shorter door, but it's 36 by 72. 2 by 3 window here, single pane. 2 by 3 window here, single pane. Let's walk inside. You got 2 more 2 by 3 single pane windows back here, and then loft windows up above on both lofts. Okay, so the first thing I'm hoping that you notice: plywood walls, plywood floors. Big difference from a lot of other companies that don't offer plywood in their walls or floors. All right, in a Graceland Signature Series building, plywood walls and floors are standard. All right, the wall studs are 16 inches apart. They're 2x4s that are 16 inches apart, and they're double reinforced every third wall stud every 4 feet, okay? We use more wall studs in our walls than the other guys, and that gives you a stronger, sturdier wall. A lot of other companies will space theirs out at 24 inches instead of 16, which means they use fewer wall studs, okay? Next thing is I want you to notice is that we double reinforce our door and window frames, double reinforced, okay? And what that means for you is that the door and window should open and shut freely once it's brought to your site and leveled. A lot of other companies don't double reinforce their door and window frames, which means, you know, there's going to be flex in this building as it's being transported to you. That means when the building's finally on your site and level, because of the flex through transportation, the door and window frame may not open and shut properly, okay? But double reinforcing them helps to reduce the amount of flex that there will be in your doors and your windows, so the doors and windows should open and shut freely like they're supposed to. I forgot to mention that we use premium grade lumber for our walls, for our 2x4s. Basically all of our lumber that you see is premium grade, okay? Premium grade. And that includes the 2x6 floor joists in the lofts and in the subfloor, which I'll talk about in a minute. So I just talked to you about the walls and what makes them better. Single 2x4 at the bottom, which is standard, and then a double reinforced top of the wall, which is not standard. A lot of other companies won't double reinforce up here, but Graceland does. Okay, so that's important to keep in mind. Now let's talk about the floors. 5/8 inch plywood floors. They're tongue and groove, so the slabs are interlocked with one another, and they're pressure treated, just like our walls. Plywood walls are also pressure treated. Okay. Underneath the floor, in the subfloor, we use 2x6 floor joists, not 2x4 wall studs, like these right here. This is a 2x6 floor joist. In the subfloor, they're 16 inches apart, just like our wall studs are 16 inches apart. In your loft floor, they're 24 inches apart, okay? And in the loft floor, we use that OSB decking or OSB flooring for your loft floor, but in the main floor, it's plywood, okay? So that's something to keep in mind. Now your wall height, you got about 6'4" to here, and then it's about 6'11" to here, and you have a little bit less than 4 feet of headspace right there at the peak, okay? That's what a lot of people ask me questions on wall height, so I always like to include that information. Let's talk about the roof. The roof is OSB roof decking, which is standard in the roofing industry. On the outside of the OSB decking is the metal roof, and between the metal roof and the decking is a moisture barrier, a tar paper. We use screws that have the rubber grommets at the end, so that when they are, the rubber washer, and so when they're screwed on, when the metal is screwed onto the roof decking, it reduces the chance for moisture to come inside and rainwater, etc., to come inside because of those the rubber seals, all right, that are on the screws. Now, how do we attach the roof trusses to the walls? We use these metal hurricane clips. In fact, we've upgraded our newest building lines, come with a metal hurricane screw. The metal hurricane clip has a tensile strength of 435 pounds. And so think about that, multiply it all the way out across there. A lot of other companies do not use anything like this to attach their roof trusses to their to the tops of the walls. They might just use nails. Well, we have 150 mile an hour wind gust certification, and part of the reason we're able to offer that on these buildings is because of our metal hurricane clips. And now we've upgraded, we use metal hurricane screws. Tensile strength was 435 on our new metal hurricane screws, they're 800, but we just made that switch. So this building was built before we made that switch. These are still super high quality. If you go shopping around and look inside of other people's buildings, you're gonna find most of them do not use a metal hurricane clip. And if they do, that's probably the best that they've got. And they're very, very good. So I always recommend looking for a metal hurricane clip, but we now have metal hurricane screws as well. Let's see, what else should we talk to you about? Got the roof, talk to you about the walls, talk to you about the floors. I'm gonna talk to you about delivery. It's free within 50 miles of my lot. Delivery and setup is free. After 50 miles, there is a mileage charge, okay? Cash price is always your lowest and best price, but we do offer rent to own. We have 3 years, 4 years, and 5 years of rent to own with no credit check, and there's no penalty to pay it off early. Other companies may offer rent to own, but a lot of times they will penalize you if you try to pay off early. Graceland does not do that. So rent to own can be a very smart option, especially for getting into a building with very little cash flow. Okay, if you do pay 2 months of payments up front on rent to own, you get 90 days after the building is delivered before your next payment comes out. So you paid 2 months, but you're getting 3 months of grace period plus whatever time it takes for us to get the building delivered to you. So that's definitely an advantage for you to think of. As far as cash flow, getting into a building quickly, rent to own is an option to consider. Okay, 3 years, 4 years, and 5 years. We always offer a military discount. And there are different discounts that apply throughout the year. We have different sales that run each month. There may be a different sale, and sometimes even in the middle of the month, they change up how the sale works. Okay, so always ask me what specials, what discounts may apply at this time when you're interested in getting a building. Okay, if you have any questions, I want you to take a look at this video description, and I'll have information there about how to get a hold of me. My phone number, you can call me or text me. My lot address, you can come on down here and drive to the lot and look through these buildings. You'll have my Facebook page information. You can hit me up on Facebook Messenger. Also YouTube videos. You can hit me up on YouTube and a lot of different ways to communicate with me, okay? If you have any questions, you know what to do. Aloha from the Ozarks.